All right, so this next one is going to be a much shorter video. I'm only going to teach you one thing in this one, and that is going to be how to do parallel lines. So let me show you what I mean by that, just with a quick drawing up on the board, is if we have a line that's drawn, super straight line, I'm really good at those, okay? And then we have a point somewhere that's not on the line. Can we draw a parallel line to that? I'm excited about that because in the next concept, we're going to get into parallel lines. Or maybe you've already done it because maybe I went in a different order. I don't know. Hopefully you've seen parallel lines or you're going to do it soon. So that's going to show that this line is parallel to this line. We use those arrows to show parallel lines. So I think this one will be a good one to demonstrate. Let's get going here. Let me share my correct screen. It's this one, share. Okay. I feel like this light is just not bright enough and I wish that it were, but I think it's okay. All right, so here we go. We've got our compass. And I want to get my instructions up so that I do it with the same labels as your notes. So here we go. I'm going to start by drawing a line. Okay, this is a line with no points on it. It's just a line. Yay, line. Okay, and I'm going to draw a point P up here. This is a point that I want my parallel line to go through. So hopefully in the end, I'm going to draw a line up here, and it's going to be exactly parallel to the other one. Okay, so what I'm first going to do is I'm going to make a line from P to my line that I already have. It does not matter where you do it. I could do it this way. I could do it this way. I could do it this way. This is the way I'm going to show you, but I don't want you to freak out if at some point you started and you do it slightly different. I'm just going to draw a line right here. I'm going to label this intersection X. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place my compass on point X and draw a line that intersects, or draw an arc that intersects this line and this line. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to draw an arc. I want to make sure that I'm intersecting both line P and line X. Got that pesky keyboard in the way again. Okay, so I'm double checking that if I do this, it's going to go through both lines. So here we go. I'm going to draw my arc right there. Okay. Now I'm going to draw another arc, but I'm going to do it from point P. Now I might have to extend my line again on this, and that's okay. So I'm on point P over here, and I'm going to draw another arc. Okay. Now, what I would really like is for this line to be just, well, does it need to be extended? I think it does. So I'm going to extend my line just a little bit, and that's okay to do. There we go. Pretty. Now it goes through both. Okay. So next, I'm going to put my compass on this point right here. Okay. And I'm going to use my compass almost like a measuring tool to measure between right here and right here. So I'm putting it right here. I'm exactly on that point. And what I'm doing is I'm moving this around until I find this exact intersection point. Okay, so I can see that little X in here. I don't know if you can, but I've used that as a measuring from that intersection to this intersection. I'm going to do this up here too, except this time I don't have a second intersection. So I'm going to draw that intersection. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, I could have drawn this down here as well. That's how your paper has it. It's your choice. So we don't need this one again once we've got it measured. Okay, so this intersection we're going to call point Y. And if we draw a line right here between point P and point Y, okay, this line that I have here at the top is exactly parallel to this line. Okay, I'm going to give this one a name, A. I don't know, doesn't really matter, but I want to show you how we would write that. We could say PY with the symbol of the segment over it, or we could say PY, the line, is parallel. I don't like my arrow there. Is parallel to XA. So that's the is parallel symbol. Okay. Now, again, if you're not using this type of compass and you want to stop the video and just rewind it and play it and keep practicing, feel free to do so. I'm going to turn my paper over and use this type of compass. So I'm going to use my pretty bookmark again. I'm going to draw a straight line. I'm going to draw a point. What did we call this before? P. Okay. And we're going to draw a parallel line to this using this type of compass. Okay. So our first step, what is happening here? I swear my compass is like falling apart. Where did this come from? I think it came from here. All of the like screws are loose, so this just popped off. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so I'm going to use my straight edge. I'm going to draw a line through here. It does not matter where it goes. This time I am going to draw it long enough to be actually useful. I'm going to label this point because I think that'll help. And now I'm going to do some measuring. Okay, so what I want is to make an arc that goes through both of these lines. And so I need to make this quite a bit smaller because I want it to be between the X and the P. I don't want it to be bigger. So here we go. Here's my X. This is where I'm going to put this. So it's between the P and the X. Make a little arc, intersect both lines. I'm going to do the same thing up here. Make sure I intersect P, kind of get a fairly decent sized arc. All right, my next step is to use this to measure. I'm actually pretty close here. I don't know why. I think that's random, but I want to make this just a little bigger. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I can draw an arc here if I want. And then I'm going to come up here to this intersection and draw another arc. Ooh, I almost didn't make my first arc big enough. I'm right at the edge. Okay, so now I'm going to use this point right here. And I'm going to draw my straight line through it. And here we go. This line is parallel to this line. So I'm going to put those symbols on it this time. Okay. So that's it for this one. Go forth and practice. These are not easy. They take time, but I believe in you guys.